are current policies that determine eligibility for services contributing to the under-identification of twice exceptional students. By federal law, students are entitled to a free, appropriate public education that meets their educational needs, regardless of what those needs are. In the article Critical Issues in the Identification of Gifted Students with Coexisting Disabilities, the Twice Exceptional Student, Barbara Jackson Gilman includes the combined contributions of 17 specialists and teachers who shared their expertise in describing why and how twice exceptional students are overlooked and the difficulties in identifying them. Twice exceptional, or 2E, refers to a student who can be considered gifted but also has coexisting specific learning disabilities, or SLD. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act of 2004, or IDEA 2004, has presented a roadblock in the first step for service qualification. Teachers focus on curriculum-based assessment, determining which students fall below the grade level, then provide interventions to improve scores. This is called response to intervention. Referral for services and an individualized education plan is only suggested if, after intervention, the student fails to improve. Gifted students with learning disabilities frequently perform at average or higher levels by using advanced reasoning to compensate for deficits. This can lead to fewer referrals for the 2E student. Many states interpret the RTI process differently and can base eligibility solely on very low performance levels. Lower identification rates are also evident with gifted students who are diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and autism spectrum disorder. Even though many states have included these under IDEA 2004, these students can still be denied services because teachers do not view them as impaired enough, or if services are provided and the student shows improvement, services can be discontinued. IDEA 2004 is actually a change from earlier policies where a student was exposed to comprehensive testing if a SLD was suspected, thus having a higher rate of identification. IDEA 2004 places the initial diagnosis responsibility into the hands of the teacher using curriculum-based assessments. The 2E student may appear average when strengths and weaknesses are not taken into account. Services can be denied just based on results of an IQ test. Results from studies show that although students had major discrepancies in their scores and were found to have disabilities of various types, their schools did not provide a free, appropriate public education under the current policies. An example of what could happen if states went back to using policies before 2004, when a student could receive their needed supports, allowing growth in strengths and improvement in weaknesses is also shown. Students continue to fall through the cracks, being overlooked for services. If these students are missed early on, it may create a scenario that could compromise their education and even their future. Free, appropriate public education is not guaranteed for 2E students and can become a civil rights issue. Ways to help a 2E learner would be to give directions in a variety of ways. State expectations and consequences, use restorative practices while creating a nurturing and safe classroom. Validate the student to increase interest in learning more. Use technology to assist them as needed. Know what multiple intelligences are. Be open to what the student can create and use growth mindset to instill perseverance in the student, which will be a lifelong skill. The 2E learner can achieve much if they are recognized early for their giftedness as well as their disability, and given the appropriate accommodations needed for continued growth. These students who have been educationally neglected need to have their rights reestablished to ensure that all can receive a free, appropriate public education.